Next up, we have Sophia Glover. I met Sophia the summer before freshman year, and I'd like to read some of our first texts to each other. Hey, Sophia, how are you? I'm meeting you on the 19th. Hey, I'm good. I saw that you do cross country. That's what I signed up for. Haha, yes, I think it would be fun if we did it together. Ever since this first awkward text thread, I knew Sophia and I would be friends. From getting through cross country together to her quitting cross country, from talking about college to us getting into college, and from us meeting each other to soon having to say goodbye, I couldn't wish for a better person to be around, and someone who I know I can talk to about anything. I love you, and I can't wait to hear you today.
As Evan said, or David and Evan, it's about the journey, it's about the climb. So, if you ever have the desire to climb to great heights, you will first need a few things: a rope, some gear, and a belayer. This is your support system. The rope and gear are incredibly strong. A basic climbing rope can hold falls up to around 5,000 pounds. However, the strength of your rope quickly becomes irrelevant without someone holding the other end. This is your belayer, that person on the other end of your rope who is able to lock it in place so that when you inevitably fall at some point, you don't plummet to the ground. Communicating with your belayer is necessary. Before climbing, you check in with each other to confirm you're both prepared and ready. On the wall, you tell your belayer to take slack when you're about to fall so they can catch you, and give slack when you need extra rope to make a move. But even when you fall unannounced or unexpectedly, your belayer will still be there to lock the rope and catch you. This person is the base of your support system. It can be anyone who is able to perform this simple yet important task. It doesn't matter if it's a go-to climbing buddy or just an acquaintance, as long as they can hold you while you're on the wall. While having a support system is crucial to climbing, it is just as important in life. This is not easy for me to learn or accept. As an only child with divorced parents, I learned early on how to rely on myself, and I liked it that way. I loved the independence of being home alone, traveling to Plains to my dad's house in the summer, and biking by myself to school while I lived in Boston. In addition, having to rely on someone else meant that I couldn't control everything going on around me, which I absolutely hated. It wasn't until my junior year that I finally realized the support system was essential. I've dealt with depression, a dopamine imbalance due to my ADHD my whole life. And during a particularly rough time last February, I found myself falling, questioning if being alive was worth the pain I felt. All three of my parents were out of town, so as I fell, there was no one to catch me. This is when I got my phone out and called three people I trusted most: my Nana, Sam Bankston, and an old Young Life leader, Hannah. I listened to their voices for hours as they told me it was going to be okay and I was loved. They locked the rope, and I was no longer crashing towards the ground. Without calling these people, I don't know if I would be here today. From then on, I learned to rely on those around me and built a community of belayers. Now when I slip, I'm caught far before I think about hitting the ground. And until last week, death was far from my mind. On Thursday, April 25th, 9 of my friends and I had just been sat by another Baylor student at Champions when the shooting began. At 6:36, everyone dropped to the ground as the sound of gunshots pierced the air. As the event unfolded, we all remained oddly calm and were even giggling as we held each other during the lockdown. It wasn't until the next day that it started to hit me. I had no control over what happened, and so immediately I called on my support system. Fisher, Gabe, and I spent the majority of the following Friday together. Sorry. And after only an hour of climbing, we ended up just sitting and talking about what happened, reading and watching the news reports while simultaneously trying not to let it overwhelm us. Being with each other that day kept us from falling. I stayed afloat the next couple days, paddleboarding and kayaking with Walkabout, not avoiding trying to think about the shooting, but rather focusing on what I could control. Being with my people and doing what I loved. All this to say, in every circumstance, creating a support system is the best thing you can do for yourself and others. So take care of the people around you, belay them, and don't let them fall. Sometimes all it takes is answering the phone, holding a rope, or laughing through the unimaginable. Thank you, Baylor, for being my support system the last 4 years. I truly couldn't have asked for a better one. Thank you.